Hey guys, we got an old Generac generator here today that we're going to be trying to fix. So far we've made sure this got some gas and oil. Last time it ran a few years ago it spewed a bunch of gas everywhere, so we're going to check it out today, see what we can find. Alright, well he's got the air filter off, at least there's one in there. It does look pretty dry, so doesn't look too bad. It does look nice and dry in there, so probably not an air problem. Did clean it up with some water a little bit ago, so it does look a little wet, but I did find that we got the carburetor right down here. While I was looking at things, I made sure that the gas line and the shutoff valve, everything looked nice and good. Didn't see anything leaking out of there after some new gas in it. Also looking around this thing, I think I found where our spark plug is right in there, so we'll be taking that off and checking that out in a minute. Alright guys, so first thing we're going to do is make sure this thing's actually putting some gas out still. So I'm going to take this gas line right off of here, making sure it's in the off position first. Just going to get this little clip, pull it right down, see if we can't pull this line right off. Shut off. Alright, now that we got that off, guys, we're gonna take this water bottle and do see this thing moves quite a bit. So hopefully that's alright. Oh, there we go. We're getting some leaking out of there right there. Oh, I guess that's supposed to twist on there or not. Maybe that was our problem. Yep, that's flowing some gas, so it's all good. Shut it off. So looking at this thing, guys, it looks like that if we want to get to the spark plug, which is way under here, that we are probably going to have to take off this gas tank, which has 4 of these bolts right here, which don't look too bad. Looks like they're just threaded right through that frame with a nut on the other side, so we will check those things out and get them out of there. Alright guys, we got those 4 bolts out right there. One's still struggling a little bit to come out, but the nut is off, so we're going to be lifting this tank up here in a second, see if we can get to that spark plug. Alright guys, you can see in there, I got that in there, so it's going to go right on the top of that spark plug. Alright guys, spark plug is out. Does not look too bad. So we're going to put it on here in a second, see if we got any spark. Alright guys, got that spark plug out, got it all hooked up back onto the cable. So we're going to try and pull this thing. We've made sure that it's in the run position there. Get this pull cord. Hasn't been pulled in a while or turned over, so just carefully go in. See if we get any spark. Pulling. Any spark? Seen anything down there? Stop it. Alright guys, so I saw some spark when I looked at that video, so I think that we have got spark. That means that we've got some good air, we've got some good spark, we've at least got gas coming out of this gas tank and into that line. I haven't checked the carburetor too much. I might even put this thing together and give it a few pulls and just see what happens at this point. Maybe we get lucky. Alright guys, this thing is all back together. I didn't screw the gas tank on yet. Got that spark plug back in, got the fuel line back on, the air box is back on, we've got spark, we have gas, fuel, and we have air. So let's see if we can get anything out of this. I don't want you to get me in a ton. Alright, let's try this again, guys. Getting a little knock in there. Well, that pretty much ran. Let's see what happens as we play with it a little bit more. She's running. And dead. Oh, had it for another second. On this last pull, I don't know if we dislodged something. On this last pull, I don't know if we dislodged something or broke something. But it looks like there was a little bit of some rock something that was stuck in the side of this flywheel cover. So we're going to take this off and try and get that out of there before we break our flywheel. Got it off, guys. Looks like we have a sheared bolt inside there. See that? Check that thing out there. What did that come off of? Alright guys, so I got that nut head out of there. I don't really know where it came from. Could have been somebody had to get in there before and stripped one of these and ended up busting it off, so I'm not too worried about it at this point. We're going to try and pulling it again. Alright, just turned the choke off, gave it another pull. Let's see what happens. Definitely burning something off. No choke, another pull, started right up. Here we go, another try. Well, I don't know if it's run out of fuel or what, but it's not running very long. Well, now that we got this, so it's actually starting pretty frequently, I'm going to open up this air box again, spray some carburetor cleaner right through it while I'm trying to start it, see what happens. Keep that just like that. Alright, considering that it revved up every time that we sprayed that stuff in there, which was probably igniting a little bit, we probably are having a little bit of a fuel issue through that carburetor. Because we have good spark, we've got good air, and we obviously got some pretty decent compression because the thing is turning over pretty easy and starting up pretty good. So I don't know if I really want to take this carb entirely off, but I'm going to see what I can do about getting access to it a little better. Alright guys, I finally got that old carb off that generator we're working on here. So let's see if we can actually get this thing fixed. Alright guys, I got this carb all cleaned up. Check out this thing, looks just like new. That's because it is. Bought a brand new one. We don't need to deal with that old junk anymore. They're cheap enough, 13 bucks free shipping. Here we are. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, I got this new carb all on there. See, it looks nice and new right there. I did have to take off this little red tab. There is this little wire you see down there on the throttle adjustment, so I did try and snake that in there like it was before. I did get a couple new gaskets for the carb, going into the air filter and then going into the engine itself. So we're going to give this thing some pulls on full choke and see what happens. Well, it started up. Still about the same problem. Let's see what happens after a couple pulls. It's running. Not shutting off now. Show you guys in a minute what I did. So I should have probably known, but when I bought this thing, probably almost a decade ago, already used, they had bypassed this low oil sensor down here. And they did that by disconnecting that wire right there to this one. So it means I have a bad sensor right down there. That guy right there is no good. But didn't really need the carb, but hey, we got a new one. I'll look into getting a new sensor, but for now, this generator is running.